Maps in the campaigns are super huge, but if you are a monk, you can literally clear them at the speed of light. If you don't believe me, check this out. Jumping from one mob to another and progressing through the maps super fast. Basically what I'm saying is you don't have to wait for the end game to make your build feel good. Even in the mid game you can make your build super powerful, which is able to clear the maps and the bosses both at very fast rate. I was able to clear act 1, 2, 3 in cruel mode at a very fast rate, and that is what I consider like a mid game. Somewhere when you are level 40 to something like 65, that is somewhat of a mid game, right? So in those levels you are going to unlock some extra skills, some support gems which you can incorporate in your build. Whatever build you are playing, you can incorporate those and make your build much faster. So yeah, in this video I'm going to cover the build, I'm going to cover the skills, the support gems, the passive tree. I'm going to show you the gameplay of the killing mobs and also the boss fight, and also finally I'll cover the special tips which is actually going to make all of this possible and make your journey from in your campaign super fast. So yeah, without wasting any more time, let's get into the build. But before that, consider subscribing to the channel for more monk related videos and also videos related to beginners. I'm making a beginner series. So yeah, if you are a beginner, if you are someone new to PoE, consider subscribing for more content. And now let's get into the build. So at level 41 you are going to unlock this row of skills. In this one there is a skill called Shattering Palm. This is by far hands down the best skill to clear out pack of mobs. I'm still using this while clearing maps. This is going to be your #1 friend to clear out maps. But if in case you are not playing like an ice build, an alternative can be Hand of Chayula. This is also act somewhat of a similar way, but you need some support gems which is going to make the curse in an AoE. So basically first Shattering Palm, what it does is that you're going to dash to an enemy and there is going to be a wave of ice, right? And every enemy in that wave is going to be covered in shards of ice. Now if you deal damage to even the first enemy, all of the ice shard is going to explode and everyone is going to die. So that is how Shattering Palm works. So something like that is Hand of Chayula. Instead of a wave, it is going to mark the enemy with a curse, whatever support gems you have. So Hand of Chayula is something like that, but it is for single target. But there is a support gem which can make these curses like in a AoE, right, in a specific spot, right? So you can use that support gem and you can apply curses through that. But definitely it's nowhere close to Shattering Palm. This is just has the feel good factor, right? So Shattering Palm at level 41, unlock this and put it in whatever build you are playing. You're going to see major difference. So the way I clear the mobs is basically I use Shattering Palm to move to them, and then I use Ice Strike. If you're playing a lightning monk, you use this and then maybe some other lightning skills like Tempest Fury, Storm Wave, something like that, right? So Tempest Fury is going to be one, Charge Staff is going to one. So yeah, that is for lightning setup. This is going to be for ice setup. So now I'm going to share all the remaining skills that I personally use. I just wanted to mention these two for any type of setups, and now I'm going to share the rest of the skills that I use. So apart from those two skills, Flicker Strike and these, I'm also using 2 Tempest Bell. You can stack as many Tempest Bells as you want. People are stacking up to 4, right? So I'm using 2 of them. I think that is sufficient for campaign, and my main attack is going to be Ice Strike. It can be something else for you. So Ice Strike, Tempest Bell, Shattering Palm, Flicker Strike. These are the skills that I'm using. I'm also using Mantra of Destruction, a very underrated skill in the game right now. I think I'm going to make a separate video for Mantra of Destruction, and especially if you are playing Acolyte of Chayula, you can basically think of making a chaos damage type of build, and in that Mantra of Destruction is going to help you a lot. Still, if you're not, even if you're not playing, this is what it's going to do is when you activate this, you're going to get 33% of damage as chaos damage, which is huge. What I do is I activate this and then I use Flicker Strike on the bosses, right? So it deals a lot of damage, Mantra of Destruction with Flicker Strike. And if you are a freeze setup or lightning setup, you are going to use a Herald skill. I'm using Herald of Ice. You can use Herald of Lightning. And obviously for flicker strike, basically what you need is power charges. How are you going to gain power charges is the typical method of using combat frenzy. Basically, whenever you are going to freeze the enemy or electrocute or enemy, you are going to generate basically a charge, a frenzy charge, and using the node in the passive tree, which is called resonance, you are going to get convert frenzy charge into power charge, right? So yeah, that is how that particular skill is going to work. Combat frenzy is important if you are going to use flicker strike. So yeah, this is the setup for the skills. And for the support gems, basically for eye strike, I'm basically you can use what I'm using is increase attack speed, increase elemental damage, again increase damage, right? Very common for your main skill. More speed, more damage. For tempest bell, one I'm using for freezing faster, right? This one is for to freeze them faster, and this one is for damage. Both of them deal good damage, but one of them especially to freeze them faster, be it boss, be it a gold mob. Yeah, so that's why. Shattering Palm, I'm using the one support gem, 100% more critical hit chance against enemy that are on full life, because this is the opening move of your build. So yeah, this totally makes sense. So yeah, Flicker Strike, it has more damage and it has a chance to not consume a charge, and Mantra of Destruction, right? So these are the things. Combat Frenzy basically had 50% chance to get additional charge, so you're going to gain charge faster. Herald of Eyes for more area damage, like I'm using which has more area of effect, 40% more area of effect, and more elemental damage, right? So this is more or less the setup which I'm going for the mid game for your skills. Now let's come to passive for mid game, and this probably you can use this for any type of build which you are planning for end game. This is like a very basic setup for monks. It has speed, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, that's it. So I start here. These have nodes with skill speed, attack speed, right? So speed, and then some attack damage. Here you have speed, you have crit chance, then you have crit, right? Critical hit chance. I've taken some mana points because mana is very important to manage. And then here you have more attack speed. Then I come here, crit damage. Then I go up. Here is more attack speed, right? Then what I'll do, if you are especially a freeze monk, come down here, take these freeze nodes. Firstly, you will get attack speed here, so this is always nice. Then you have increased attack speed, then you have freeze buildup, so this is also very nice for freeze monks. And then you have one quarterstaff consumes one extra power charge, very important for your flicker strike. So this is the setup that I go initially. Then I spec into power charge, so I get more power charge. And then I come down here. Here you have Herald of Ice. This is going to increase your damage. This is very important, and the damage increase is huge, so I really recommend using this nodes. And then I come down again, more crit chance. So you see it's all crit and attack speed, very basic setup for any type of build, which you can branch out from this in the end game, right? So this one I'm using right now. Basically I'm speccing here right now. I'm moving towards the end game build, and I'm going for more speed, right? This node gives me 1% attack speed per 15 dexterity. This is like 20% more attack speed already for me, right? I'm going for more damage. Then basically I'm now speccing into my final build, but this is going to be the setup for the mid game. So yeah guys, setup wise, that is more or less everything that I have to say for mid game. This is not like an end game build which everything has to be min maxed perfectly. No, you are in mid game, you don't even have a lot of currency to min max, right? So yeah, this is the setup, basic setup, generic setup, but this is going to help you clear out your campaign, complete your campaign super fast, so that you can reach to the end game. Now for the final tips that I said, which is actually help everything come together, makes you move super fast. And one of the most important tip that I'm going to give you for mid game, and that is going to be investing some money, I mean some currency, in-game currency, into your weapon. This is going to be your best friend. This is going to make your gameplay experience completely different, completely change it, right? So what I did was, you can spend like 1 to 3 exalted orbs. You can get very decent staff, quarter staff. in that range, and you have to be very careful on how to buy. I can make a separate video whenever I make. I'll link it in the description below on how to trade and how to identify good weapons, right? So yeah, I bought this at 1 exalted, right? This has a DPS of 300. When I bought it, it was DPS of 275, but it did not have these sockets. I added sockets, I increased quality, right? So yeah, it was underpriced. So yeah, you have to, if you spend some time in market, it is going to repay back in game time by a big number, right? I cannot stress this enough. Spend good amount on your staff, and obviously your body armor and movement speed boots. So initially when I was in the mid game, I was looking for good boots. This is not my mid game, this is much later. What I had mid game was this. It was still 25%. You can see it is level 40, right? Level 40 boots, 25% increase movement speed. Very feel good factor here. And this one also, I think I spent a lot. I think I spent 3 exalted on the gear, this particular. So basically I didn't do much crafting. I just went with I looked at a market. Took me some time, but it definitely paid off really well. That is the most important tip I want to give you in the mid game. Spend on good some currency on good gears, and your life will be much better. And now a montage of prominent boss moments. Wow, that was too good. Okay, boss fight. Let's see. Damn. Oh. The boss. Second boss was here. Let's try to freeze them first. And then we'll fight them. Wow. So yeah guys, that is all. Very simple, keeping it very simple. If you have any queries, let me know in the comments below. I have a beginner series playlist, make sure you check that out. I'm continuously adding stuff in that. Also, I have a Discord community for new players and also for monks, especially called PoE Monastery. You can check that Discord out, link in the description. It has everything like beginners guides, important tips, and you can share your gameplay and ask questions relating to monk class or any class basically in the description below. So check those out. So yeah, consider subscribing if you appreciate those types of content, if you're looking for those content. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.